Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Tuhu. Welcome back to another Wales log for the month of July 2023. Normally, I get these Wales logs out at the beginning of the month, or so I intend to, but then, stuff can happen. So I put about, a week or a week and a half late in this case. So anyways, let's get right into it. What have I been up to in Star Rail? So, lots of progress, that's for one. For one, I don't know how many level 80 characters I had prior to this, but I can tell you that now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I think that's 13, yeah. And then Pyro MC is the cutoff. So yeah, that should be 13 unless I suck at counting and, all streamers, it's a law that basically all streamers and content creators have to be bad at math, so let's not rule out that possibility. But yeah, 13 characters at level 80 so far, so let's break it down. So, Bronya, my favorite character in the game, my waifu, if so to say, without me getting too cringe there. So yeah, been working on Bronya, and I have now been focusing on getting her trace level to max. The plan was to complete MOC 10, or manage to 30-star MOC, or complete MOC 10, in other words, and get my Asta to max to max Relic enhancement level, so full gold pieces with plus 15. So yeah, once I got my Asta with full Relic gear, I pivoted somewhat recently and started going for max traces now, because I knew that by the time you guys watch this video, the MOC will have already reset, and so we'll probably get a new cycle with different floors and different enemies and such, probably. So yeah, by the time you watch this video, my first MOC 10 or 30-star clear of MOC was the last one, the previous cycle. Again, at the time of this video recording, or when this video goes up, rather. Sorry about that. But yeah, that was the first time I was able to clear 30 stars, or get 30 stars, or just clear MOC 10. I don't know what we're gonna call that in the Star Rail community, because we say like, oh yeah, finish Abyss 12 in Genshin or whatever. I think some people call it like 36 starring Abyss still, but either or. Anyways, I'm getting off tangent. So I wanted to finish MOC 10, and I knew I could do that just with a couple extra characters and a couple and their gear being upgraded. Initially, I thought I needed Luocha in order to finish MOC 10, but then I realized, wait a minute, I could just I don't even need Luocha. In fact, my very first MOC 10 clear was without Luocha, and I did it again with the Luocha afterwards, or at least clearing MOC 10 with Luocha this time, and yeah, it was pretty fun. So now that MOC is now done, and hopefully I can, my teams are good enough to do future MOC Memories of Chaos, which I'm assuming is the case. Now I can focus on actually leveling up my character traces, because most of my characters, the ones I have invested into anyway for now, most of their trace levels look something like this, or I guess a more typical one would look something like this, where a lot of their free stat boosts, like the in Welt's case, effect res, imaginary damage, attack boosts, like they're not unlocked yet, and their skills are still hovering at around like 4666, basically the cutoff where they start taking the purple calyx materials. So yeah, most of my invested characters look something like this, right, as you can see throughout all my characters here. So yeah, and so once I was able to clear MOC 10, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get Yukong, Luocha, who we got recently. I'll talk about them later. Since we got these two recently, I was busy leveling them up and then getting them some good gear, or decent gear. And then after they were done, I was like, all right, after I fully gear out my Asta, I'll pivot and switch to focusing on leveling trace levels. And so yeah, as you can tell here, Bronya is the first one I decided to work on, and as you can see, her entire trace tree is unlocked, all the extra stat boosts and whatnot. She already had her 3 bonus abilities from before, since I unlocked her third one as soon as I hit, I think it was TL60, like 2-3 weeks ago, probably 3 weeks ago at this point. And so yeah. Now I've been ignoring their trace levels up until now, and until as of like what 2 days ago. Yeah, I've been working on. I've started working on leveling her trace levels, and so yeah, once Bronya is done, I will start on Seele, or I will work on Sele's next, and so on and so forth. Go down the line from there, basically. Because yeah, I'm confident that my characters right now are strong enough to take on whatever kind of MOC that we get in the future. So once I get everybody's traces leveled up like that, they're only going to get better. So yeah, that's the logic there. So once I get 6 more of these things, and it should only take another day's worth of Trailblaze power refreshes, because I am a big fat dirty whale. Yeah, I will work on traces. And now I realize though that I forgot that trace levels in Star Rail take Tracks of Destiny, these things, for both their level 8 to 9 and then 9 to 10 level ups, with the exception of their basic attacks, because it only goes up to level 5, I believe. But for their ultimates, their skills, and their talents, those go all the way to level 10. And like I said just now, their 8 to 9 and 9 to 10 level ups, those 2 level ups require Tracks of Destiny, which is part of the reason why they give us so many. So yeah, in case we want to work on maxing out skill levels for a lot of characters. So in case you are wondering that, now you know. But yeah, I am okay, obviously, with giving my Bronya, max trace, a max unlock trace tree, because, well, she's my favorite character in the game, so, waifu privilege. And same thing will go for Seele, and most likely for Silver Wolf as well. So these 3 for sure, and then I'll most likely give tracks to Yukong and Tingyun. Maybe to Natasha too, because just because she's been, obviously she's a free healer and she puts in work too, so perhaps I will get her to max trace level as well. We'll see. But that is that for now. But yeah, just explaining my what my progress plan's been looking like over the past couple of weeks, and then moving forward into the future, a couple weeks as well. Anyways, going down the line here, I believe... Oh yeah, sorry, I also forgot. I'm probably going to also work on getting their light cones level 80 as well. As you can see here, it's still missing one last ascension, even though most of all of my active characters that I actually use, the ones I have to level 80, they're all... I have 13 characters at level 80, but all of their light cones, none of the light cones are at level 80 yet. For example, Asta's light cone is only at level 60, for example. Ting is at 70, 70, 70, Most of them are at 70, some of them are 60, like Welts, for example. So yeah, they can get even more stats from the light cones too. So I just gotta remember to actually do it. Because actually, in fact, I'm pretty sure I remember I intended on getting the light cones to level 82 first before I worked on the trace levels, but I guess I must have forgotten about that. But now that I've kindly reminded myself, I will hopefully remember to, once I'm done with, for example, leveling Bronya's talent to max, hopefully, fingers crossed, I will remember to get her light cone to level 80. Hopefully I don't completely forget about that. In any case, Bronya is still E0. Haven't gotten a second copy of her yet. I'm greatly looking forward to the day that I do. So maybe when I roll for like Blade or Kafka or something, I'll get spooked by Bronya. In any case, besides that, she's still running 4-piece Eagle, and then she still doesn't have a proper 2-piece ornament. Ideally, in case I haven't talked about this before last month, in my first Wales log, or yeah, first Star Railways log. Was it the first one or was this the third one? I forget. Hopefully I get it right in the title. But I am planning to give Bronya eventually at some point a 2-piece fleet set, because so that way she gets even more HP, and then she can 2-piece fleet gives the team a little bit of extra attack. So considering Bronya is a Harmony character, and Harmony characters are supposed to give their team attack buffs. Whoa, voice is being weird there. Yeah, seemed like a natural fit. Though, to be fair, I'm now kind of wondering how much better the new speed set that we're going to get 1.2 is going to be over Wind set. I want to say that for Bronya specifically, I still think she'll prefer having Wind set, just because the action advanced forward by 25% is a big deal. But I can see speed set overtaking Eagle set in for Bronya's 4-piece relic set specifically, and becoming her new, best in slot BIS relic set. Because obviously Bronya herself, I'm of the opinion that Bronya doesn't really care about offensive stats except for crit damage, obviously, because her ultimate's crit damage buff scales with that, which scales off of how much crit damage she herself has. So with the exception of crit damage, Bronya doesn't care about offensive stats like attack percent, break effect, whatever, wind damage boost, whatever the hell. So because of that, I'm thinking maybe wind set will stop being her BIS, because obviously she's not gonna get a lot of use out of the 2-piece bonus here, which is just 10% extra wind damage. So perhaps she would be better off with speed. The issue with that though would be that I don't want Bronya to be faster than my Seele. Because currently my Bronya only has 124 speed, because the only speed she's getting is from her boots, and she doesn't have any speed subsets at all. Whereas my Seele has 128. So if I were to give my Bronya, the speed set, that means that the 2-piece set would give her, I believe the numbers turn out to be like 6% extra speed, which is the same number as the 4-piece Musketeers effect. And if that's the case, then my Bronya should be looking at having like 130 speed, which would be good. But then that means that my Seele, for example, and other DPS as well, would mean that they would need more speed subsets of their own. And currently my Seele has attack percent boots. I really like her having attack percent boots, because I feel like giving somebody like Seele speed boost would not only be overkill, but it would severely weaken her damage output. So at the same time though, if I were to give Bronya the new speed set that we're getting 1.2, that means I'm gonna have to go look for better, more optimized quantum pieces for Seele all over again. And it already took me a long time finding these sorts of pieces to finally make Seele faster than my Bronya. And even then my Sele's only faster because I swapped out some pieces for Bronya that made her lose a little bit of speed. So now with Seele I didn't even need to change any of Sele's gear, and she's now faster than Bronya herself. So, and the reason why I obsess over Bronya having to be slower than your DPS, or your DPS being faster than Bronya, more accurately, is because of how Bronya's skill works, right? Because Bronya's skill pulls up any of your allies' turns up right after hers after she uses her skills. So if you have your DPS go before her, that means that your DPS gets basically two turns in a row before the enemy can act. So that's why most of the time, most Harmony characters, all the other Harmony characters want to be the fastest character in the team, so that way they can use their buff, give the team attack buffs, and then your other characters can act and have all their attacks be buffed by attack percent from your Harmony character. But Bronya is the one exception. I explained this in my Bronya guide. In case you guys haven't watched that, go check it out, and you'll hear me explain in a little more detail there. But in any case, that's what my Bronya is looking like. For those of you who didn't watch the first or second video, I forget how much. No, this is probably the second month. Yeah, it should be the second month. But yeah, second or third month. It feels weird to say that Star Rail's been up for 3 months. Maybe it has actually. I don't know. Again, streamers are bad at math, and my sense of time has been shot a long time ago. So do forgive me. Anyways, this is her headpiece. A little bit of crit damage. But obviously it rolled into some other things. EHR is basically useless on Bronya, because like why would she want EHR? I mean, she's not really. I mean, I guess she can break people and put wind shear on them, but still, like, leave that to Sampo basically. And then the break effect is, I guess, nice, but again, I don't really care about using Bronya as a DPS or a breaker at all. So yeah, I would have liked all these rolls to go into crit damage instead, or at least attack percent. But whatever. At least it has crit damage. I'll see if I can find a better piece with more crit damage in the future. Her speed. These are her speed boots. Again, this is kind of eh. I mean, really, the only useful stat here is effect res, because effectors is always nice. This is her crit damage body piece. Again, she scales with crit damage, so this is the only thing that she cares about as far as like body pieces go. I guess honestly, the HP percent here is probably the most important, because yeah, I like my characters having more HP. So that way they can tank better. I actually do not know, mathematically speaking, which stat would be better, defense or HP, for characters who don't scale with either. I'm of the opinion that HP matters more, just because you can see the change. Whereas I don't know how useful defense percent is for characters who don't specifically scale with defense percent in the first place. So maybe somebody in the comments can explain that one to me, or explain that one for me. But yeah, obviously it would have been nice if this piece rolled like effect res and then HP, which it already has, but yeah. But yeah, maybe I'll look for a replacement piece later. And this is her ring. This one has attack, EHR, effect res. Again, effect res is the most important, but this one doesn't have crit damage either, so would like to see if I can get a better ring piece, ring with or hand piece, whatever we want to call it, with HP percent and more importantly, crit damage. And I am using my Bronya with energy regen. And unfortunately, this one doesn't have crit damage. So again, I would like to look for a inset fleet piece and a fleet rope with maybe HP percent and crit damage, and of course effect res would be ideal. And then yeah, I am running an HP planar on my Bronya, because again, as I alluded to earlier, because I don't really think Bronya should be used as a DPS, and she just concentrate on like, you know, supporting her team, right, because she's Harmony. I decided to give her an HP planar because that helps her tank better, right? Because right now my Bronya has like 4,400 HP. Yeah, she's a thick gal. She's a thick girl, and even then she can really get, you know, chunked really easily if enemies decide to focus her for whatever reason. But yeah, luckily this HP piece rolled crit damage. I think this is like a 2 roll, maybe even a 3. Nah, it's probably only 2. But yeah, 2 rolls into there, a couple rolls into break effect. It has a little bit of effect res. Would have liked the break effect rolls to go into effect res, but you know, it is what it is. Unfortunately, that does mean that she's not working with an ornament set, a proper 2-piece ornament set yet. And again, I explained earlier that I want her to have fleet instead. So that is what her relics are looking like right now. So yeah, I'm going to wait until we get speed. I'm going to see what people figure out for the speed set. If it turns out to be like the optimal set for her, then I will switch her. I will try to switch her over to speed. If not, I'll just keep her on, you know, 4-piece eagle and see what happens from there. And also try to look for another 2-piece fleet set. All right, my Seele. So she's level 80. She hasn't really changed much actually. I don't think I need to go over anything here. Yeah, I haven't really changed her relics at all, any of her ornaments. Though I don't know if I showed earlier last month that she now has a proper 2-piece space ceiling station. I may have not shown you guys that, so in case I haven't, here it is. So there you go. Other than that, though, my Seele hasn't really changed all that much. She's still level 80. She's still got level 70 in the Night Light Cone. Her traces are the same as they were before. I don't think I unlocked anything. She's still E2, of course. Obviously, she hasn't had a rate up since you know, the beginning of the game. And yeah, my Seele is pretty much the same as she has been. Same thing with my Silver Wolf. In case I went over my Silver Wolf build and how she's going, or how leveling her's been going from last month. She's still level 80. Let's see here. She's still got level 70 Incessant Rain, blah blah blah. And her traces are still the same as before. Same thing with the relics, blah, blah. Excuse me. Same thing with the relics. It still is E2. So yeah, don't think I need to go over anything for Silver Wolf here. Excuse me. Gotta take a drink of water there. Though I am sort of considering eventually switching my Silver Wolf to a set of speed boots, just that she's also super speedy and can keep up with the rest of my team. Because I've definitely noticed that with no speed subsets at all. Because 107 is her base speed, so you can tell by my Silver Wolf build that she has no speed stats whatsoever, not even any substats. So I'm strongly considering switching her to speed boots actually, and seeing if that wouldn't be better for overall for my team. Cause yeah, there you go. May give her speed boots later, but for now that's what she's working with. Natasha, same thing here. I don't think I've really touched anything here. I may have given her given her a proper 2-piece fleet set. Let's see. Yeah, this is HP. And this is also probably another HP. Yeah, another HP as well. So yeah, nothing out of the ordinary to see here. At least I don't think so. Yeah, Other than that, now she has plus 15 boost. Actually, last month I might have not shown you guys. Last month my Natasha probably was only sitting on plus 6 relics. And if it did, or if that's the case, then yeah, my Natasha finally has a proper set of plus 15 relics. So there you go. In case I didn't go over that last time. But her traces should be the same as before. Haven't touched her traces at all. Same thing with her... What is it? Same thing with her light cone. So, yep, there you go. Also, because of the light cone that she's using, the post-op conversation, because this increases her energy regen rate, that means that I can afford not to run link rope. In case you're wondering, like, well, why aren't you running link rope with on your Natasha? Well, this is why. So, or this light cone is why, because 16% ER at S5, and then ER boost, and then 20% outgoing healing boost when she ults. So, and considering link rope at plus 15 only gives like what, 19%, maybe barely, not 20%. Yeah, 60% isn't too far off anyway. That and Natasha has like a 90 cost ult, which is one of the cheapest, if not the cheapest ult costs in the game. So 16% is like more than enough for her, at least in my opinion. All right, Bailu. I'm not sure if I showed off Bailu last month, but here she is. She's level 80. She's got 5300 HP. So she is very strong Chinese space dragon lolly, whatever she is. So yeah, those are her stats right there. Obviously, the crit stats don't matter. And I have given her speed boots for 127 speed. Also, she's very angry about something. Small local Chinese space dragon lolly is angry at something. I don't know. Angie. I can't say angry. Angie. Her light cone is only level 60, so not even level 70, so I've got a long way to go in getting this to level 80. I'm actually, for Bailu specifically, because I've obviously been relying on her a lot before Luocha comes out, I'm actually kind of debating whether or not I want to pick up her light cone from the Starlight shop, because I can afford it. I can buy another 5-star permanent light cone. But I think I think I will decide against it simply because now I now have a what is it, uninvested Luocha. So if for whatever reason Bailu isn't doing the job, then I can just always be like, oh well, here's Luocha. All right, come out here, Otto. I need you to heal some people for me. So yeah, I will probably just stick with letting Bailu use this shared feeling light cone. I'll have to see if there's any other light cone here that she would really want. Maybe like perfect timing, I guess, because this is theoretically a really strong light cone with its effect res boost, but then problem is I don't have enough copies of it, so I guess it's time to roll more gacha. But besides that, or anything short of that, I should say. But yeah, maybe I'll even get spooked by her light cone from like light cone gacha at some point or something. I don't know. We'll see. But in any case, this is what a trace tree looks like. And so yeah, 4666, as you might expect. I don't even have I don't even have a lot of her bonus stats unlocked yet. So one day I'll get around to working on these eventually. She's also on 4-piece Wanderers, just like my Natasha. And she also has 2-piece Fleet for the extra HP, and then the small attack boost there. Oh yeah, I forgot to show off Natasha's relics individually. Let's see here. So this is what her headpiece looks like. So a little bit of attack, lots of speed actually, which is good, which is actually quite nice for my Natasha. It's funny because my Natasha went from being my slowest character until it went from being my slowest character to like one of my fastest character on my team for a short period of time when I initially gave her a revised relic set. So that was kind of funny. But yeah, it has a little bit of effect res. These are her gloves or her hand pieces. A little bit of effect res, a little bit of HP. Unfortunately, this shit rolled twice into flat HP. Why couldn't it be HP percent instead? You know. And once into crit damage, which is obviously useless, at least on Natasha, unless for some reason you want to build a DPS Natasha, but then, you know, that's basically saying you're going to also build a DPS Bronya. I just stare at you and be like, and ask you like, why? But, you know, to each their own, I guess. Her body piece is still an outgoing healing boost. Lots of attack percent. I don't know why. Too bad this didn't roll like HP percent somewhere. But I guess I'll take it. She got at least a little bit of effect res, and honestly, effect res is the only stat that actually matters on her here. Well, yeah, would have been really nice if she rolled at HP percent somewhere, but no dice. These are speed boots. Thankfully, it did roll double HP, but then obviously, it rolled like 3 times into flat HP, or maybe even twice. I'm not sure exactly. And then it only rolled once into HP percent, and then the rest of it into defense and EHR. And it's like, would have liked if one of these things were effect res instead, but those are her orbitals. And this is her link rope, like I said, HP, with attack, EHR, effect res, break effect. Again, EHR, or not EHR, effect res is the most useful there. And then her HP planar, which gives her attack percent, defense percent, crit damage, and break effect. These are all useless. I just needed to, I just wanted an HP percent planar to help her finish the set. So maybe one day I'll be able to replace this with something better. At the very least, like with something with the effect res on it. Anyways, those are my Natasha relics. These are my Bailu relics this time. This is her headpiece, a little bit of HP, a little bit of effect res. Most of the rolls went into frickin' defense percent, which I do not understand why. But, MiHoYo will hate me forever. These are her gloves or hand pieces. Whenever it's like 3 rolls into flat HP, I don't get it. Even though there's HP percent right here, like, MiHoYo, why? But anyways, one roll or 1 or 2 rolls into effect res, as you can see there. So at least she's got that going for her. Another outgoing healing boost body piece, a little bit of HP, and the other ones are all more or less useless. And she's got her own speed boots, and this one rolled like a ton into the flat stats. I mean, most of these stats, with the one possible exception of flat HP, all these stats are kind of meh, obviously. And she also has her own, as you can see here, her own 2-piece fleet set. Double flat, a little bit of speed. The speed's probably the most useful here, or useful substat that she got here, and lots of crit damage for some reason. I don't know why. God damn it, MiHoYo. And yeah, HP planar with again more flat HP, lovely, and a little bit more effect res. This one rolled a little bit better because at least it didn't roll everything at the crit rate or something like that when I was half expecting it to. Though the 2 rolls into a flat attack didn't really help either. Because now this is, I think, a 2-2-1 roll. Yeah, probably. Anyways, those are my Bailu relics. And as you can see here, she's only E0 because I got spooked by her during the Silver Wolf banner. And so, yeah. That is Bailu. Alright, our first new character of this Whales log, finally, like almost 30 minutes into the video. Luocha. So, here's Luocha. He's level 80. And these are what his stats look like. He's got 3,200 HP, 3,600 attack, because he scales off of attack. And so yeah, his detailed stats look like this: 65% crit rate, 80% crit damage, 56 break effect. I don't know where he's getting all this break effect from. Maybe from his light cone? I actually forget if light cone stats are listed on the more stats page here. It may or may not be. No extra ER at all. I don't really think that's necessary in the first place. He has no EHR, and he only has 7% effect res. Ugh. Wish he had a little more than that, but whatever. Anyways, he does have his own light cone. It is at level 70. This is what his trace tree looks like. Again, kind of barren. Have yet to unlock most of it. But yeah, he's also sitting on 4666 himself. And these are his relics. So, instead of the usual Wanderer's Cloud, or the Wanderer's set, the medic set for the other 2 healers we were talking about just now, I've given him 4-piece Musketeer, because I feel like that just makes sense on him. Because the extra attack from the 2-piece, what is it, effect, and then the 4-piece set where it increases his speed by a little bit, or by 6%, which is not a little bit, that's actually quite a bit. And his increases basic attack damage by 10%. Considering Luocha, the only thing he'll be dealing damage with other than his ult, of course, is his skill, or not skill, his basic attack, because his skill does not hurt anything, right? It's a non-lethal skill. He has a non-lethal skill. And yeah, I was like, well, if it increases his basic attack, that kind of makes sense on him. So here it is. And then no proper 2-piece ornament set just yet. perhaps in the future. This is what his hat looks like. Lots of speed, which is great. Lots of speed there. Would have liked the attack percent here because he scales off of attack. He has speed boots. Lots of HP, flat HP. I don't know. Again, I don't know why. And a little bit of attack, a little bit of break effect. And then crit. I decided to give him a crit rate body piece because I wanted to use him as a DPS too. Because my reasoning goes something like this, right? MOC is very tough. At least for most of us right now. Because this is certainly not Genshin where you have 3 years worth of grinding and characters to use to just throw at Spiral Abyss and abuse the hell out of it. Nah, this is Star Rail and it just came out like what, 2 months ago? Not even, maybe a little over 2 months ago. So even still, most players just have not had enough time to like really beef up their accounts yet. I mean, unless you're a whale like me who just max refreshes Trailblaze power every day, that's a different story then. And if you've been playing every day, that is. But yeah, that's... Where was I even going with this analogy? God, I am very tired. It's already like, what, past midnight where I am right now. I'm recording this, so... In any case. So yeah, anyways, I decided to give him a crit rate body piece just so that I can min-max his damage. Because he scales with attack, so, might as well make him do some damage along the way too, right? Especially with MOC being as tough as it is. You need to have every single one of your characters in your team. Like, you have to make the most out of them, right? So if you have somebody like Luocha who technically multi roles, or what's the word I'm looking for here? Specializes or like covers multiple roles in one character, where he does healing and he has an offensive ult, so he can contribute to like breaking enemies and whatnot with imaginary. Then yeah, like that's super valuable, as opposed to like Bailu and Natasha, who like while they're great healers, like they can only really heal and that's about it, right? So. Luocha, that's one of Luocha's greatest strengths, IMO. So yeah, because of that, I decided to give him a crit rate body piece with a little bit of attack, a little bit of effect res, and a whole ton of break effect. I don't know where all that break effect came from, but there it is. And these are his gloves. Don't ask me why I gave him double crit stat gloves. Honestly, this is probably better off being on somebody else, but then again, this one rolled like once into defense percent, like once or twice into attack percent, so not a lot of rolls into the actual crit stats there. But it is what it is, and I'll work with it. And this is his rope attack percent, actually, not even energy regen. I believe he actually has 0% extra energy regen. Yeah, maximum regen rate is only 100%, which means that he has none extra. So yeah, I found that even without energy recharge or energy regen, sorry, I'm a Genshin player. I figured that without the ER link rope, I found that Luocha just really shouldn't have a problem generating his ultimate. So yeah. I don't think there's anything to be worried about there. So yeah, you can afford. That's the reason why I can afford to run attack percent rope on him. And I mean, I kind of have to because again, his planar. Actually, no, his planar is attack percent. I actually would like to give him imaginary because giving Luocha too much attack is actually a thing, and he starts overhealing people, which is kind of funny. But yeah, I'm thinking maybe if I can find an imaginary piece, I give that to him instead. And one with like either inert sal soda or better yet, spacing station. That's perfectly what he wants. But yeah. Anyways, so those are just placeholders for now. This is speed. Again, I think you guys have already seen it. Crit rate, body piece, and then the weird double crit gloves. Excuse me. And then here's his link rope, attack percent main stat, obviously. Here's again quite a bit of break effect. And this is planar with, again, for some reason, double crit. More rolls into flight HP, and even more break effect. Though it's not as much as it used to be, but yeah, those are Luocha's relics and ornaments, and he's only E0. I am tempted to go for E1, but I am holding strong because I don't want to waste too much of my money on Gamba on the gacha. Otherwise, I'll get me. But yeah, that's my Luocha. Overall opinions of him, he's even better than I thought he was going to be, which is always a great thing. I think the biggest surprise about Luocha's kit is that anybody who has a follow-up attack or like a stand of some kinds of Jing Yuan, like a follow attack or Seele's extra turn, like they can actually trigger Luocha's talent field, where he puts up the field when he gets 2 Abyss Flower stacks, and any ally who attacks an enemy, right, heals the rest of the team too. I believe that's how it works. So yeah, that's a really cool synergy I didn't see coming, or I just didn't account for. So yeah, Luocha's cool, man. I definitely don't regret getting him. And this is what his trace tree looks like. Again, level 70 light cone, right trace, relics, Eidolons. Yeah, you guys have seen that part. Alright, Welt. So Welt is one of my heavy hitters, for sure. I got him to level 80. And he has only a level 60 good night and sleep on. He's already hitting like a truck. But then again, though, the CE is S5. So that probably explains a big deal as to why he's able to crit like a motherfucker. So yeah. Previously, my Welt's stat lineup, his crit stats were god awful. I think he had like only 50 or 60% crit rate, and his crit damage was like literally 50%. But after like weeks and weeks of grinding out imaginary pieces, I finally got some better ones for him, and I'll show you them right now after I show you guys his trace tree. So relics. Obviously 4-piece imaginary. It's perfect for Mr. Welt, and he also has 2-piece Inert Sal Soto here helping him out too. So yeah, let's take a look. His headpiece is actually really baller because speed substats, double crit, EHR, all very relevant, and that's part of the reason why my Welt is actually pretty speedy at 133. Just one-off speed thresholds. Dang it! I'm sure we'll be able to rectify that later, though, as soon as we find, extra speed boots or something, or better speed boots than what he has now, because these speed boots are awful. They don't even have a single crit stat on them. So yeah, I guess the attack percent is okay, the effect res as well, and the break effect as well too. But yeah, I would like to pick up another set of speed boots for him at some point. Preferably something with double crit. So Anyways, this is his body piece. I've given him a crit rate body piece. This one rolled very, very well. I got pretty lucky with this one because it mainly rolled into either crit damage or attack percent. And then, yeah, it seemed to have gone 2-2-1 because I think this was a 3-line start, and it added break effect for the first +3. So, yeah. I mean, it's a crit rate body piece with the crit damage substat. There's, like, what more could you ask for other than, like, after getting it, like, actually having it roll, quadruple or quintuple crit damage or something like that. So yeah, this body piece is definitely one of my better ones, one of the better ones that I've been able to farm out of the imaginary cavern. And finally, this is his gloves, or his Pip-Boy, because I believe this is a Fallout reference. But yeah, HP percent, crit rate, double crit, break effect. Could have been better because I believe HP percent got a roll in it. So I would have really liked it if I wanted to, like, for example, crit damage instead, because as you can see here, if I back out, Welt's crit rate, crit damage ratio is kind of unbalanced, right? Ideally, I should have, if we were playing Genshin anyway, I would be like, okay, so how do I get, about almost like 33 more percent crit damage or something? So there you go. Yeah, these are his relics. I've shown you guys his orbitals. Now his planars. This one is attack percent. Normally, in his previous build, I actually had Welt use what was that other thing? An energy regen link rope. It was nice, and he got his ultimates back pretty fast. The problem was that they didn't hit as much as I wanted them to. So eventually, I made the call to switch him over to an attack percent. Excuse me. There goes my voice. I'm speaking too fast. I decided to give him an attack percent link rope, just so that he'd have more damage to work with. And so yeah. Unfortunately, the substats looked like crap at first, but then I do like the HP percent and the crit rate, obviously. Now, if I can only switch out, defense and flat HP, that'd be nice. But whatever. This is what they got to work with, or this is what he's got to work with. And then the planar for his imaginary planar. This one is absolute trash. I have yet to get like a really, really good, what is it? A really good imaginary damage boost planar. So yeah, that sucks. But hopefully one day. Hopefully one day. Hopefully one day when I switch over to farming like Space Ceiling Station for my Welt or something. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, Welt is still at E1. I believe I got E1 Welt like at the beginning of the game when I started rolling on like the either the character banner for Seele or the what is it? The other for Seele And what is it? I think I got the second copy of him from Stellar Warp Banner. This is a regular banner, so yeah, he's still at E1. Anyways, there's my Welt, as you can see there. Oh yeah, and S5 Good Night and Sleep Well is an absolute monster. So yeah, my Welt is hitting way harder than he should be, I think, for where he's at. Jing Yuan, here we go. He's got 3200 HP, 2600 attack, or 2650 or something. 131 speed. He's actually a speedy boy. And a really good crit stat spread, actually. 64.5 and 115. Yeah. And his stats look something like this. 130 energy. Well, that's his energy. What is it? Cost. Break effect only has a little bit. He's got quite a bit of EHR, actually. 15% EHR. That's actually not bad. Problem is that Jing Yuan isn't a debuffer with DOT, so and he only has 3.4% effect res, so that kind of sucks. All right, so Jing Yuan, I thought he was gonna be like whatever, or not all that special, but when I started using him, oh my god, he's actually really strong. I don't think he's like broken. I don't think he's like the best character in the game or anything, but like back when I remember when Jing Yuan was scheduled to come out, like the last week of Seele's raid up banner, and the first couple of weeks of Star Rail, people were like, oh, you shouldn't roll for Seele at this one because you should just save for Jing Yuan because Jing Yuan's gonna be the next best character in the game, and yeah, look how that turned out. So, yeah. I'm actually pleasantly surprised, personally, with Jing Yuan's performance. Lightning Lord is a Giga Chad, and so is he, too. Anyways, level 70 before dawn, as expected. Trace trees look like this. I think I got 2 of his free crit rate boosts. I just need the last one. This is the biggest one, too, at 5.3. This one's only 4, and the first one was, what, 2.7? So, yeah. Looking forward to when I can grab this. Or unlock this, and then same with their skills. 4666. There we go. And relics, he's on 4-piece Electro. Though to be fair, with how bad the 4-piece lightning set effect is, I am seriously considering, or not now of course, but I am seriously considering replacing their 4-piece Electro with something else, or 4-piece lightning with something else. I guess we'll see though. In any case, in the meantime, this is what his gear looks like. Oh, this is where he's getting all his EHR from. But yeah, this is double crit. Again, kind of hard to get rid of this one because this is double crit and speed. Technically speaking, EHR isn't irrelevant, but it's like really wish those rolls would have gone to like crit damage, for example, or speed even. So, oh well. But yeah, those are his visors or his headpiece. These are his boots. Speed boots, attack percent, crit damage. These are nice-ish. Just didn't wish it had defense percent, flat attack. That kind of blows. And he's got a crit rate body piece of his own. Obviously, it's missing crit damage. So eventually, once I am done leveling up all the talents as I can for my main rosters, yeah, I'll try to look for a better crit rate body piece or something that has like crit damage on it. Anyways, lastly, we've got the ring piece, or the head piece, whichever you want to call it. This one has attack percent, crit rate, and break effect. Lots of defense too, but again, we don't know how much, or I don't know how useful defense percent is. And again, he's got this is kind of weird. This is only meant to be a placeholder. This Fleet of the Ageless, because yeah, I gave this to him because I noticed that one of my Fleet of the Ageless what is it? Planars was lightning damage boost, and we didn't have that many lightning damage boosts, or I didn't have that many lightning damage boost planars in the past. So, but yeah, attack percent, crit rate, I mean, at least it's got something. But yeah, as you can see, there's still a lot more work to be done, including replacing his 2-piece Fleet of the Ageless with something a little more relevant, like, I don't know, 2-piece Space Station or something. I don't know. But yeah, my Jing Yuan is still only E0, and yes, my Jing Yuan is a big reason why I was able to clear, MOC 10, for example. So if you have him, make sure to use him. He might not be like the best character in the game or anything, but he can come damn close, especially with all his free crit rate. My God, can you imagine that? Anyways, So yeah, that's Jing Yuan. Yanqing is, unfortunately, I hate to say it, but Yanqing has been my biggest disappointment so far. Like, initially in the first couple of weeks, we were like, oh yeah, Yanqing's gonna be a great, you know, in-game character, but that didn't really turn out to be the case. Maybe it's because there's a lot of, what is it? He's just a very high investment character, and once I invest that level of resources into him, then I'll be seeing some sort of change or some sort of, you know, improvements to his you know, performance, but But this is what I have now: 25% crit rate, 126 crit damage. More details down here. You can scroll through it and read it for yourself. There you go. He's got a lot of EHR actually, and this is his light cone. River flows in spring, level 70, and his trace abilities right here. And then relics. I just realized that he doesn't. I don't even have his boots level up all the way. So yeah, his relics are a pretty big mess. When I've tried to when I've tried leveling his relics up, like, my god, man, it was so messy. So and all of that just to watch his team get wrecked by MOC 9. This is before I MOC 10 or 30 starred MOC 10. But yeah, like, ugh, his his relics did not roll very well at all. So yeah, like, your Yanqing should not be as low as 126 crit damage. It should be at least 150, in my opinion, if you're going to carry, if you're going to invest into him. So be careful of Yanqing. He is extremely high investment, and even then, like, you could argue that maybe some of the other characters do his job better than he does. But yeah. It's just part of my sunk cost fallacy of getting spooked by him to eat too. So, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. Oh, by the way, this is ER link rope, and here is our all of our planars, our elemental planars. So yeah, or his planar. Sorry, right, my bad. Yep, his planar stats. All right, we're almost done. So I just gotta hang in there for a little bit. Now, Pela. Unlike Yanqing, Pela has been nothing but a pleasure to both level up and use. So yeah, there she goes, dropping her glasses again. Pela, I'm sure you guys have heard how strong this girl is. So yeah, I've got her at level 80. Her light cone is only level 70. As a matter of fact, because my Silver Wolf already has Incessant Rain, as you can see here, I decided to give my Pela the tutorial mission, the S5 tutorial mission, so that way her freeze can go through more times than not. So yeah, level 70 tutorial mission, very good, very goog. The secondary effect of when the wearer attacks defense reduced enemies, the fact that it regens 8 energy for her is excellent. It's amazing. This is a trace tree, as you can see, 5666. These are at level 8 because of the +2 increases to skill and normal attacks or whatever, thanks to her eidolons. So yeah, normal stuff. And yeah, I think that's about it. That and the other stat bonus unlocks and whatever. Yeah. And then for Pela's relics, I am considering transitioning my Pela to 4-piece Thief instead, because I think currently, yeah, my Pela has 152 speed. That is way too much. Like, we don't need for, you know, speed that quite fast. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe replacing her. What is it? I'm thinking of replacing her current set for Break Effect set instead. But we'll see. We'll see how that one goes. In any case, quick little relic breakdown here. So this is her hat. I'll just scroll through it quickly, and if you guys want to look at these pieces individually, you can just by pausing the video. So yeah, there you go. Gloves, and then chest, boots, ice damage boost right here, and energy regen link rope. So yeah, there you go. Hopefully that helps. Helps give you a better picture of what my Pela is using. And then she's at E6. Keep exiting out of the character menu on accident. But yeah, that's Pela. And then let's see, 3 more characters to go. Yukong. So if you guys haven't watched my Yukong video on should you roll for Yukong, again, go watch it. Shameless plug. But yeah, I do want to do a dedicated video, like guide on how to use or how to play Yukong. But basically, I think that Yukong is meant to be built as a DPS just because of how her kit works, and the fact that nothing in her kit scales with attack except for her own talent, which is reserved for her basic attack. It like no external buff really scales with like what attack percent, and it increases her like her attack buffs that she gives to the team. No, it's all it only scales with the actual skill level itself. So no need to worry about attack percent stats or anything like that. At least not too much. So yeah, these are her stats right here. She's got a very good 161 or 61 to 126% crit damage, and this is her stat breakdown here. 28 to almost 30% break effect. No energy regen actually, which is a little bit weird, but I've been making do without it. And 16.8% effect rate, which is decent. I've seen my Yukong resist a couple things already, so I'm happy with that. And then this is a level 70 planetary rendezvous. In case you guys didn't know already, but planetary rendezvous, the light cone and star rail makes it so that whoever is using it increases their entire team's damage against a particular weakness type. So yeah, not only is Yukong increasing her own imaginary damage, but also increases other characters' damage too if they happen to be, also the same element. So in Yukong's case, imaginary. So yep, still only level 70. Again, we'll get it to level 80 at some point, hopefully soon. And yeah, her trace tree, I will also, I think I mentioned at the beginning, but yeah, I will definitely make sure to level Yukong or prioritize Yukong's trace leveling soon. We're getting ahead of ourselves here. All right, time for relics finally. So 4-piece musketeer, as you might expect, and 2-piece space healing station, just makes sense. So her relics are absolutely cracked, I think. So this one is double crit, a little bit of speed, once into defense percent, so that sucks. But most important thing is this one has double crit and has a little bit of speed. This one is attack percent actually, because I want to build it as a DPS. So as obviously any speed subset I can get is absolutely critical. But I have gotten attack percent speed boots with double crit, effect res, and break effect. I kind of wish it didn't roll this much into break effect and instead went into like crit res and crit damage instead. At the very least, effect res. But the game was like, nope, you get break effect, take it or leave it. So could be better, but obviously I don't know if I'm gonna get a better piece than this. So I'll just keep it as is. Her gloves, once again, double crit, speed. Unfortunately, this time it's only flat defense, and worse, it rolled twice into flat defense, so that really sucks. But hey, at least it's double crit there, so double crit speed. And finally, her cape. As you can tell, I'm very, very tired right now. As anybody would be if they've been speaking for basically 50 minutes straight. So this is probably my best cape that I've ever gotten in Star Rail thus far. Crit rate, main stat, and it rolls only once into flat HP, I believe. Yeah, I remember this being a single flat HP roll, and then all 4 extra rolls go all into crit damage. So now my Tingyun has has a piece that has 32% crit rate and 27% crit damage. Like, this is one of my best pieces in the game. Like, not even kidding you. Not even trying to shit you right now. I know a lot of streamers and content creators are they like to over exaggerate everything and scream and become React Andy to literally anything, but like, this is actually crazy, like legitimately freaking amazing. So this is gonna stay on my Yukong for a very, very long time, unless of course I somehow happen to find a better one, but we'll see if I do. And then her ornaments, again, I got an inset attack percent, a space ceiling link rope that has both double crit, effect res, and break effect. And this time around, unlike her boots, her effect res actually got a couple rolls in it too. So that's nice. Still double crit and only one roll into each though, which is okay, but for now. And then finally, the imaginary damage boost. Again, I couldn't find any decent imaginary damage planars. The most I could do was like find some in like if I just find this, right? And doesn't have any crit stats or anything, but hey, at least it has speed. So that's always valuable. especially when Yukong is on 4-piece, you know, 4th-piece musketeer. At least this rolled like twice into like attack percent or something. I forget if it rolled like twice or 3 times. So could have been worse, definitely. But yeah, that's what my Yukong is working with. I can't wait to get her traces to max level and see what kind of damage she's really capable of. Probably not too much because she's a Harmony character at the end of the day, but you know, a man can dream, right? And let's see, relics and then Eidolons. So my Yukong is at E4 currently anyway, and yeah, I got really lucky with her roll specifically because initially I was rolling Luocha for Yukong, and I got like 2 copies of her before before Luocha showed up, and then I think a couple days later, after Luocha first came out in Star Rail, I decided to go I decided to say fuck it, and I tossed like 2 more multis, and each multi gave me another copy of Yukong, which is freaking amazing considering, you know, how bad 4-star luck can be for some people, including myself. I learned that just like the other month with Kirara and Genshin, so I know how it feels, and obviously more times before then too. So, but yeah, I'm kind of tempted to throw 1 more multi to see if I can get E5 at least, because with the free Yukong copy of 1.2, I'll be able to at least get her to E5 here. And if I happen to come across, you know, a 5th copy or 6th copy technically of Yukong before then you know, I'll just let the free copy Yukong finish out my my E6. So there you go. So that is Yukong there. And finally, not finally, we have 2 more characters left. Tingyun. So Tingyun, I've slightly revised her. I should have talked about her last month or last Wales log because she was one of my very first mains, right? So level 80, level 70 light cone, dance as expected. This is her trace tree. Again, I have taken the time to unlock all 3 of her bonus skills, but obviously I haven't, you know, gone any further than that. So they're just leaving their I'm just leaving their trace trees alone for now, and one day I will come back to it and fix it up. Anyways, this is her. These are her relics. They're new and improved relics anyway. So yeah, her hat is attack percent. Obviously, she wants a lot of attack percent and speed. Honestly, this piece right here is actually not bad, even though 2 of these stats are actually dead weight, because this is literally all she cares about, with the exception of effect res. I guess effect res could have been something, could be something that I could add there. Actually, not just could be, I want to have effect res on that. Protect Tingyun from debuffs a little bit more, right? So yeah, that's our hat. I've also given her speed boots, which is kind of funny. Because yeah, I think now her speed is like 153, so very, very fast. I don't know if she needs to be that fast, but she is. So yeah. Unfortunately, this one rolled flat, double flat stats, and it's what is it? Attack percent and crit rate. So, but yeah, at least it got a couple rolls to attack percent at the very least. And then cape, again, attack percent, speed, crit damage, that's basically useless, and a little bit of effect res. And then the gloves. I don't know why, but this thing rolled like 4 times into flat HP, and I'm not happy with it, so. Anyways, so yeah, either, you know, full HP roll, substat rolls, or attack, crit rate, and effect res all got one, I guess. But yeah, those are his gloves there, or her gloves. Man, I am very tired. And yeah, this is her link rope. Again, attack percent. Crit rate doesn't matter. Break effect can matter on Tingyun because, you know, you wanted to be taking out the small fry, so break effect could matter on her. That and effect res, these 2 naturally. With the exception of the 1 crit rate roll, like effect res and break effect together, or these 2 are preferable to crit rate, obviously. Was that her boots? Yes, it was. So yeah, cape, attack, more attack percent, speed, more crit damage, more ER or ES, effect reset, or effect reset, effect resist. So yeah, and of course space stealing station, attack percent, link rope, and then HP planar. Same deal with Bronya. Well, not really same deal, but I decided to give Bronya her own HP percent planar instead, just because of, you know, What is it? Attack percent. Let's see. Oh yeah, because Tingyun is naturally very squishy. She doesn't have a lot of you know, meat and bones on her. So whenever enemies touch her, she kind of blows up. So yeah, the HP planar is intended to kind of remedy that a little bit at least. So yeah, I will keep her on HP percent. It's either you get an HP percent planar or HP percent link rope. So basically, take your pick. For most people, it's gonna be what is it? It's gonna be this one, the link rope. Anyways, those are my Tingyun stats, and she's also E6. So there we go. Got all my copies from her from I think it was Jing Yuan's banners. So that was cool. And then lastly, but not least, finally I can end here. To round on almost an hour-long video, almost actually over an hour-long video. So Asta is my most recent character to hit level 80, and yeah, I wanted to have like what the last harmony buffer in as part of my team now. Was there one other abundance character? No, it should only just be like 4, right? Asta, Tingyun, Yukong, and Bronya. Yeah, so I have everybody. But yeah. These are Asta's stats. 49% crit rate. She got a lot of crit rates rolls, but literally 0 crit damage rolls, so she's still at 50% crit damage. And yeah, only level 60 dance. I'll try to get this to level 80 as soon as I can. And then trace trees. I didn't even bother leveling her basic or her. I think this is a skill, yeah, because what is it? Her skill and ultimate are far higher priority, so there you go. Alright, and then Relic. So initially I wanted to use run my Asta on 4-piece Musketeer, but then I was like, wait a minute, like Asta is kind of like Yukong where she doesn't really scale off of anything. At least not from what I could tell. So yeah. I decided to switch out her potential 4-piece Musketeer pieces with some, as you can see here, thief set pieces instead. And so this is her her headpiece, I think. Yeah, lots of rolls in the defense percent, but a little bit of speed and lots of a trickle of crit rate. And then boots, gave her speed boots as well, only natural. HP percent, a little bit of crit rate, lots of effect res. And then attack percent, crit rate, and then effect res. I think honestly effect res is probably the most valuable. Yeah, and even more effect res down here. And then finally, you know, her planar, which is fire damage boost. Rolled a couple times at HP, which I do not mind. I actually don't mind this. And a little bit more effect res. And finally her link rope, which is break effect, which Asta breaks enemies very easily, so it just made sense to give her not only a break effect main stat rope, but also, you know, let's see here, but yeah, Asta, yeah, but yeah, lots of effect res. Yeah, every single piece like seems to have like a couple, like 1 or 2 rolls in the crit rate, which explains why my Asta's crit rate is already at 49%, and this is without a crit rate body piece. As a matter of fact, this is only attack percent, and I literally farmed it like not even like 2 or 3 days ago. So. And then finally, she's got 2-piece fleet, which makes sense on her because increased attack and a little bit more HP to make her a little bit tankier. Because without the HP bonus set bonus, she goes back down to like what, like 2,700 HP or something lonely like that. So, yeah, that should be about it. And then she's E6 because I believe Asta was on raid up at some point. I forget which banner she was on raid up with. Maybe with the Silver Wolf, maybe Silver Wolf? Yeah, I forget though. But yeah, those are all my invested characters right now as in Star Rail. Hope you guys enjoyed listening to me ramble on for like over an hour at this point. So yeah, I'm going to finish it there. All I'll say here at the end is that I am definitely looking forward to Kafka and Blade. Kafka obviously more so, and then after them, Fushuan mainly, but also Danheng Alter. Right. Oh yeah, that's right. Luca is also a new 4-star character coming out with Kafka, right? So I guess I'll look forward to him as well. But yeah, anyways, that should do it. Guys. I almost called you guys chat like I was streaming right now. By the way, come catch me stream some Star Rail or other gachas live at twitch.tv/ToastNumber98 if you guys are interested. Would love to see you guys there. But otherwise, yeah, that's the end of this video, and I'll see you guys next month. Hopefully not another like week and a half late like I am with this video. So yeah, until then, peace.